Visibility in Battlefield 6 can be overwhelming sometimes if it wasn't tweaked enough to let you see your enemy clearly among all other objects, gadgets, vehicles, and graphics in the game. Today I will go over the best graphic settings that you can do right now to see something like this cleaned up to this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is GhostX and let's get started. Starting with accessibility, I would leave the menu narration off and of course subtitles off. Then next we'll go to color profiles, which I do recommend that you customize it. Here you can see you have colors for almost everything in the game. I do recommend visiting a few of them, especially squad colors and enemy colors. You can keep the same color, but I would customize it and choose the brightest. For example, for squad I would choose the brightest green, and for enemy I would choose the brightest red. They do make a huge difference in your visibility. Next, I would change the brightness to 40 or 45, not more than that, because it would be really bright for you. For camera effect, I would keep the world motion blur at 0, weapon motion blur at 0, infantry head motion off. Camera shake amount to 50, which is the lowest. Reduce sprint camera bopping, I would keep it at on. Chromatic aberration and infantry crosshair projection would keep it at off. Next, we'll go to controller. For console players, I would keep the controller vibration at off. Vibration intensity at 0. Vibration mix, keep it at minimal. Adaptive trigger weapon fire at 0 and adaptive trigger weapon zoom at 0 as well. For the chat, I would keep it at off as well, but it's up to you. Tutorials off and in-game tutorials off. As for the hint, vehicle control hints, you can keep it on, but I have it off. For me, basically, once I'm like close to a vehicle and once I interact with it, I will get in, but I'll leave it up to you. Action prompt, I keep it at off. Peek hint, I would keep it at off, but it's up to you. I mean, when you turn it on, when you're trying to peek, there's this little square or like an arrow shows up, which I don't think you need in the game, to be honest with you. I would also keep the mount hint off, because when it's on and you mount your weapon, you see this little arrow in the bottom of the screen, and this is also you don't need at all. Next, we'll go to the gameplay, and then we can change the capture area outline. For me, I have it on. It's up to you. You can turn it off. This is basically the outline for any capture flag or area. Some people maybe don't want to see it, and some others just prefer to have it so they can have, understanding of what the boundaries of each capture area or flag. Next, we'll go to graphics, and here for the world brightness, we'll keep it at 40, just like the one that I chose earlier. And for the sharpness, for this one, I'll give it more than 50. I'd keep it at 75 or 65, and it just gives you a better feel of the environment, better visibility, better texture. Field of view, I have it on 115, and I have the motion blur 0 and the world motion blur is 0 as well, and these are the same ones that we did earlier. However, you need to make sure that the vignette and the film grain are already off as well. For the HUD, I keep it on, but I keep the infantry HUD motion off, and I keep the vehicle HUD motion off as well. Show soldier overlays, I keep it off, and vehicle overlays off as well. The outline of friendly targeted soldier, will keep it off and keep the SOVIS filter on. Next, we'll go to advanced HUD settings, and then for the horizontal HUD padding, I keep it at 0. And the next one we'll talk about is the show kills made by. I would keep it at none. You don't want to see who killed who. That's the thing, will show up on your right side of the screen. Next, we'll go all the way down to hints. I would show HUD prompts, keep it at on. Vehicle control hints, I would also keep it at on, but you can change it to small instead of medium. Next, we will talk about icons and indicators. I have icon intensity at 24, and for HUD icons, there is a lot to change over here. You can basically copy paste what I have, but it's definitely up to you. The changes that I made is to make the icons that you see in front of you less prominent unless it's needed or important, and basically to give you cleaner field of view. Objective icons, I have objective icon scale at 80, objective icons opacity at 60, and icon opacity while zoomed at 20, and objective icon opacity while occluded at 40. This will make objective sign a bit smaller and less prominent unless it's in your center vision, and will fade out when you're zooming in, so it wouldn't block your aiming. Next, for friendly icons, you can just copy paste these numbers. These basically will prevent friendly icons from occluding your visual field, and you will have less overwhelming gameplay. And the same thing goes for squad icons. Sometimes your squad and their names and their tags, everything will show up right in front of you, occluding your vision, and you can't even see the enemy behind them. As for enemy icons, we'll keep everything at 100, which I do recommend that. And for neutral icons, I would keep the scale and opacity at 100, but I would change the icon opacity while zoom to 65, because you don't want anything neutral like gadgets gadgets in your line of sight while you're aiming. For ping marker icon, change the scale to 80, the opacity to 100, and the opacity while zoom to 65. This will give you less bright ping, especially if it was placed by someone else and you're trying to shoot or snipe enemy at a distance. Now moving on to crosshair and indicators, I have the crosshair opacity at 100 and the crosshair color you can change it to green, which I do recommend. Crosshair thickness, I'll keep it at thick, and I keep crosshair projection at on. Head indicator opacity at 100 and head indicator intensity at 80. This is something that I like to see. I need to know like if I'm hitting the enemy. These are the same colors that we did earlier. We don't need to mention it here. Hit indicator number enabled. I want to see the number that the number of damage that I make when I shoot enemy. And hit indicator number opacity, I keep it at 100, but you can change the indicator number size to small. The offset, horizontal offset, is how far is it away from you, like from your crosshair, to see the hit indicator, and the vertical offset is basically the same as well. And that's pretty much it for the graphics and visibility settings. I guarantee this will give you a clearer visibility and less overwhelming gameplay. You can give it a try and let me know down in the comments what do you think about it. And if you have a different suggestion about any point, feel free to share it. Also, if you find this video helpful, then go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel to support us. Stay tuned for more guides, tutorials, and gameplay. And up until then, cheers and have a good one.